What if your mood is not a master you must obey, but a wild horse you can learn to ride? What if the emotional highs and lows that dominate your life are not your destiny, but simply a lack of training? The Stoic warrior knows that within him is a silent rider, capable of mastering any storm. Break free from mood swings like a warrior. Stoicism, compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. Understanding emotional highs and lows. Imagine your inner world is like a vast and untamed ocean. Some days, the surface is a placid, sunlit paradise, a beautiful high where everything feels calm, joyful, and effortless. On other days, with little warning, a terrifying and violent storm erupts, a dark low of anger, anxiety, or despair that threatens to capsize your very soul. For many of us, this is our daily reality. We are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we feel like a small, helpless boat being tossed about on the surface of this unpredictable inner ocean. We cling to the euphoric highs, desperately hoping they will last, and we live in mortal fear of the inevitable, crushing lows. This is a critical and deeply painful problem because it makes us a slave to our own inner weather. When your well-being is completely dependent on your current mood, you have no real stability, no true confidence, and no control over your own life. On good days, you are productive and optimistic. On bad days, you are paralyzed, reactive, and a danger to your own goals and relationships. This is one of the most common challenges that people face in the context of emotional mastery and self-discipline. You become unreliable to yourself and to others, your life's course dictated not by your own will, but by the chaotic and ever-changing tides of your own mood swings. The transformative solution is the first law of the Stoic warrior. You must stop identifying with the weather and start identifying with the ship. It is the practice of understanding the nature of your emotional highs and lows, not so you can control them, but so they no longer control you. The core idea, drawn from the deepest wells of Stoic psychology, is that our moods and emotions, our passions, as they called them, are like the weather. They are natural, powerful, and ultimately they are temporary events that pass through our consciousness. They are not the core of who we are. Your true self is the ship, the resilient vessel of your reason and your will. The weather is just something the ship is currently passing through. By creating this fundamental separation between your identity and your current mood, you take the first and most critical step toward breaking free from their tyranny. This concept, gently explained, feels both ancient and alive, as it is the foundation of modern therapeutic practices like acceptance and commitment therapy. To begin this journey of understanding, you must become a meteorologist of your own mind. The first actionable step is to start an emotional weather journal. For 1 week, several times a day, simply write down your current emotional state in 1 or 2 words: calm, anxious, frustrated, joyful. The second step is to observe these moods without judgment. Your goal is not to fix the bad moods or cling to the good ones. Your only job is to notice them, as a meteorologist would notice the clouds, with a detached, scientific curiosity. The third step is to practice verbal separation. Instead of saying, "I am angry," practice saying, "I am experiencing a feeling of anger." This small linguistic shift creates a profound psychological distance. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound shift in your relationship with your own inner world. You will begin to see that you are not the storm, but the unshakable presence that is experiencing the storm. This awareness is the beginning of all true emotional freedom. The highs will become less intoxicating and the lows will become less terrifying, as you will understand that both are just temporary weather patterns passing through the vast sky of your consciousness. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to become the meteorologist today. Your mission is to perform your first emotional weather report. Right now, pause and ask yourself, what is my current inner weather? Name it without judgment. This is the first step in learning to navigate any sea. Understanding the nature of your emotional weather is the first step. But to become a true master of your vessel, you must also learn to understand what causes these storms to arise in the first place. The next lesson will teach you how to recognize the hidden triggers of your mood swings, with Stoic clarity. If you are ready to stop being the storm and start being the ship, please like this video. And as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel for more foundational wisdom. Lesson 2. Recognizing triggers with Stoic clarity. Imagine you are a skilled musician in a vast orchestra, and you possess a rare and valuable talent, the ability to hear a single, out-of-tune instrument amidst the sound of 100 others. While everyone else hears a beautiful symphony, you can detect the one subtle, dissonant note that is quietly creating a feeling of unease and throwing the entire harmony off balance. Our emotional triggers are like this single, out-of-tune instrument. They are the small, often hidden causes that create the large, chaotic symphony of our mood swings. This is the second lesson in breaking free. You must become the master musician of your own mind, able to recognize your triggers with absolute clarity. Many of us are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we are like the musically deaf listener. Our mood suddenly sours, a storm of anxiety or anger erupts, and we have no idea what caused it. We feel that our mood swings are random, unpredictable, and completely outside of our control. This is a critical and deeply disempowering problem. If you cannot identify the specific triggers that cause your mood swings, you will be forever doomed to be their victim. You will be trapped in a reactive cycle, constantly being thrown off balance by the same unrecognized dissonant notes day after day, year after year. You cannot fix an instrument if you do not even know which one is out of tune. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. The transformative solution is to train your ear. It is the Stoic habit of applying a calm, focused, and investigative clarity to your own emotional reactions so that you can pinpoint the exact specific triggers that are the root cause of your inner turmoil. The core idea is a direct application of the Stoic discipline of assent, the practice of examining our own impressions with reason. The Stoics knew that our emotions do not arise out of nowhere. They are almost always the result of a specific judgment or belief that has been triggered by an external event or an internal thought. The mood swing is not the event itself. It is the symphony of chaos that results from the one out-of-tune note, the one irrational judgment we have allowed to play in our minds. By learning to isolate and identify this one note, we can retune it and restore the entire orchestra to harmony. This concept, gently explained, feels both ancient and alive, as it is the very essence of modern cognitive science. To begin training your ear, you must become a detective of your own mind. The first actionable step is to practice trigger journaling. The next time you notice a significant negative shift in your mood, you must pause and write down the answers to these questions. What was the exact thing that happened right before my mood shifted? What was the specific thought or story that went through my mind in that moment? The second step is to look for patterns. After you have documented several of these incidents, review your journal. Do you see a common theme? Do you always get triggered by a feeling of being disrespected, or a fear of failure, or a feeling of not being in control? This is the out-of-tune instrument. The third step is to simply name the trigger with clarity. For example, my primary mood swing trigger is my own catastrophic thinking about the future. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound leap from confusion to control. You will stop being a victim of your seemingly random moods and start seeing the clear, predictable cause and effect mechanics behind them. This knowledge is power. It allows you to move from a place of helpless reactivity to one of proactive strategy. You can now begin the work of fixing the problem because, for the first time, you have a clear diagnosis of what the problem actually is. The transformation you will experience in your life is one from being a passive listener to being the master conductor of your own inner orchestra. Your call to action is to become the musician. Your mission for this week is to identify just one of your out-of-tune instruments. Catch one mood swing, take out a journal, and identify the specific trigger and the thought story that caused it. This is how you begin to restore harmony to your own mind. Once you have identified the triggers that cause your mood to shift, you need a solid foundation to stand on, a place of peace that you can return to. The next lesson will teach you how to build this profound sense of inner calm, the very bedrock of emotional stability. If you found this lesson enlightening, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 3. Building inner calm. As foundation, imagine a great and ancient volcano. On its surface, it can be a place of immense, fiery, and explosive turmoil. But deep beneath the surface, miles down in the Earth's crust, the foundation of this great mountain is the cool, solid, and completely unmoving bedrock. The volcano's power to reach great heights is entirely dependent on this deep, stable, and calm foundation. This is the third lesson in breaking free from mood swings. You must build the bedrock of inner calm as your foundation. This video explores Stoic wisdom as a path to emotional mastery, mental strength, and fearless living. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict, where we are trying to manage the fiery explosions of our moods without ever having cultivated a deep foundation of inner peace. We live our lives entirely on the volcanic surface, constantly reacting to the emotional heat of the moment, with no cool, quiet, and stable place to retreat to within ourselves. The problem with this lack of a calm foundation is that it makes you incredibly vulnerable to your own mood swings. This is a common and painful challenge that the reader faces in the context of self-discipline. If your baseline state is one of agitation and anxiety, then any small trigger can easily push you into a full-blown emotional eruption. You have no resilience, no buffer, no deep well of peace to draw upon to counteract the heat of your passions. You are a volcano without a bedrock, a chaotic force that is a danger to yourself and to everyone around you. The transformative solution is to become the master of your own inner geology. It is the Stoic habit of deliberately, patiently, and consistently building a deep foundation of inner calm and stillness, a bedrock so solid that it can contain and ground even the most fiery emotional eruptions. The core idea is that inner calm, or ataraxia, is not a happy accident. It is a skill, and it is the necessary foundation for all emotional mastery. The Stoics knew that you cannot make wise decisions from a place of turmoil. You must first establish a baseline of inner peace. This calm is not about suppressing the fire of your emotions. It is about building a container for it that is so strong and so deep that the fire can burn without destroying the entire mountain. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it offers a practical path to a strength that is not brittle, but grounded and profound. To begin building your own bedrock, you must become a practitioner of peace. The first actionable step is the daily practice of stillness meditation. For 10 to 15 minutes each day, you must sit in silence. The goal is not to stop the volcanic activity of your thoughts, but to simply let it be, while you identify with the deep, silent bedrock of your own awareness that lies beneath the activity. The second step is to consciously curate a peaceful environment. You must reduce your exposure to the chaotic and agitating junk food of the modern world, the outrage news, the social media drama, the constant noise. You must protect your own burgeoning sense of calm. The third step is to connect with nature. The Stoics believed that by observing the calm, ordered, and powerful rhythms of the natural world, we can bring our own inner world back into alignment with it. The benefits of applying these actions are a fundamental and noticeable shift in your entire state of being. Your baseline will move from one of agitation to one of deep, abiding calm. You will find that your mood swings become less frequent and less intense, because the sparks of your triggers are now falling on cool, solid rock, not on dry, flammable grass. You will feel a profound sense of groundedness and stability, the quiet confidence of the great mountain. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to lay the first stone of your foundation today. Your mission is to schedule and complete one 10-minute stillness session. Do not see it as a chore, but as the most important construction project of your life. It is the day you begin to build your own unshakable foundation. This inner calm is the foundation. Now we must build the fortress itself. The next lesson will teach you how to use the power of your rational mind to actively strengthen your control over your shifting moods. If you found this lesson valuable, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 4. Strengthening mind over mood shifts. Imagine you are a wise and powerful king, and in your court you have a passionate, charismatic, but notoriously unreliable advisor. This advisor is your mood. On some days, he rushes into your throne room, full of optimism and grand ideas, telling you that your kingdom is invincible and that you should launch a dozen new ambitious projects. On other days, he stumbles in, full of despair and paranoia, telling you that the kingdom is doomed, that your enemies are everywhere, and that you should abandon all hope. This is the fourth lesson in breaking free from mood swings. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict where we are not the wise king. We are a weak king who has allowed this emotional advisor to seize control of the throne. We believe every word he says. When he is optimistic, we are euphoric. When he is pessimistic, we are in despair. Our entire kingdom is at the mercy of his ever-changing whims. The problem with allowing your mood to be your king is that it leads to a life of chaos, inconsistency, and regret. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. A life dictated by mood is a life without a steady hand on the tiller. You will start projects you never finish, you will make promises you cannot keep, and you will see threats where there are none and opportunities where there are only illusions. You are not a ruler. You are a puppet of your own internal biological weather patterns. The transformative solution is to reclaim your throne. It is the Stoic habit of strengthening your own rational mind, your hegemonikon, so that it becomes the true and undisputed king of your inner world, a king who listens to the counsel of his emotional advisor, but is never, ever ruled by him. The core idea is that your moods are not you. They are powerful, biochemically driven events that happen within you, but they are not the core of your identity. Your true self, the Stoic warrior, is the king, the calm, rational, and observing consciousness that has the power to listen to the mood, to thank it for its input, and then to make a final decision based on reason, logic, and principle. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it is the very definition of emotional maturity, the ability to feel something, but to choose to act based on something else. To begin the process of strengthening your inner king, you must practice the art of rational override. The first actionable step is to create a council of principles. You must have a short, written list of your own core values, the non-negotiable laws of your kingdom. The second step is to practice the royal pause. When your emotional advisor, your mood, rushes in with a strong recommendation, you must institute a mandatory pause before you take any action. During this pause, you must retreat to your inner chamber. The third step is to consult your counsel. Look at your list of principles and ask, does this emotional recommendation align with the long-term laws of my kingdom? Is this the action of the wise king I want to be? Your reason must have the final vote. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound shift from being the puppet of your moods to being the sovereign of your own mind. You will find that you can feel any emotion without being derailed by it. Your life will become more consistent, more purposeful, and more powerful because your actions will be guided by your steady principles, not by your fickle feelings. You will earn the deepest form of self-respect, the respect that comes from being the master of your own soul. The transformation you will experience in your life is one from a weak vassal to a powerful and respected king. Your call to action is to write your constitution. Your mission for this week is to create your council of principles. Take 10 minutes and write down the 3 core values that will govern your inner kingdom. This is the first act of your new and powerful reign. Strengthening your mind gives you power over your internal moods, but our moods are often triggered by the chaos of the external world. The next lesson will teach you the warrior's art of detaching from this outer chaos so it cannot disturb your inner kingdom. If you found this lesson empowering, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 5. Practicing detachment from outer chaos. Imagine you are an eagle, soaring high and effortlessly on the thermal winds, miles above the earth. From your incredible vantage point, you can look down upon the plains below. You might see a herd of animals stampeding in a panic, kicking up a great cloud of dust and chaos. You can observe the chaos with a perfect, detached clarity. You understand it, you see it, but you are not a part of it. You are not caught in the dust. You are not running with the terrified herd. You are in a different realm, a realm of calm, high perspective. This is the fifth lesson in breaking free from mood swings, practicing detachment from outer chaos. For many of us, we are not the eagle, we are the herd. We are in a state of inner conflict where we allow the chaos of the external world, the political outrage, the social media drama, the crises on the news, the panic of the marketplace, to become our own inner state. We are caught in the stampede, running with the frantic herd, our mood dictated by the collective anxiety. The problem with this lack of detachment is that it makes your inner peace a hostage to world events. This is a common and painful challenge that the reader faces. If your mood can be shattered by a headline from a country thousands of miles away, or by an angry comment from a stranger on the internet, then you have no real inner stability. You are allowing the chaotic, often toxic energy of the world to flood your inner kingdom, destroying the calm and order you have worked so hard to build. The transformative solution is to become the eagle. It is the Stoic habit of cultivating a powerful psychological detachment from the external events that are outside of your control. It is the art of learning to fly above the chaos so that you can observe it without being consumed by it. The core idea is a direct and powerful application of the dichotomy of control. The Stoics taught that the events of the world are outside of our control. They are indifference. To attach our emotional well-being to these uncontrollable external events is a recipe for a life of constant turmoil. The warrior of the mind practices a kind of emotional quarantine. He does not ignore the world, but he refuses to allow its chaotic emotional weather to infect his own inner climate. This gentle wisdom is profoundly liberating, as it gives us a way to be informed citizens of the world without being psychological victims of it. To begin your flight training, you must practice the art of perspective. The first actionable step is to go on an information diet. You must consciously and ruthlessly reduce your consumption of the sensationalistic, outrage-driven media that is the primary source of external chaos. The second step is the practice of objective framing. When you learn of a chaotic world event, practice describing it to yourself in the most neutral, objective language possible, like a historian. This strips the event of its emotional charge. The third step is the Stoic view from above. Literally visualize yourself like the eagle, soaring higher and higher, looking down on your city, your country, the earth itself. From this vast cosmic perspective, how significant is the one chaotic event that is disturbing your peace? The benefits of applying these actions are a profound and liberating sense of peace and mental clarity. You will break free from the addictive cycle of outrage and anxiety that is fueled by the modern media landscape. You will conserve a massive amount of mental and emotional energy, which you can then dedicate to the things you can actually control in your own life. You will develop the unshakable confidence of the eagle, which is not disturbed by the chaos on the plains below. The transformation you will experience in your life is one from being a member of the frantic herd to being the calm, clear-eyed observer in the sky. Your call to action is to choose your altitude. For the next 24 hours, your mission is to completely fast from one source of external chaos that you normally consume, be it a news website, a social media app, or the television news. Experience the peace that comes from flying above the storm. When you have detached from the chaos and preserved your energy, you are faced with a new and wonderful challenge. What to do with this newfound power? The next lesson will teach you how to channel your calm, focused energy into purposeful action. If you're ready to soar, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 6. Channeling energy into focused action. Imagine a great and powerful river, its waters representing your emotional and mental energy. Left to its own devices, this river might be a chaotic, meandering swamp, its energy dissipated over a wide area, accomplishing nothing. Or it might be a destructive flooding torrent, its power unleashed in a single chaotic burst. But now, imagine a team of skilled engineers builds a massive hydroelectric dam on this river. The dam does not destroy the river's power, it channels it. It takes the vast, chaotic energy of the water, funnels it through a narrow, disciplined structure, and transforms it into a clean, consistent, and incredibly powerful source of electricity that can light up an entire city. This is the 6th lesson in breaking free from mood swings, channeling your energy into focused action. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict where our inner river is undammed. When we are in a high-energy positive mood, our energy is often scattered in a dozen different directions. When we are in a low-energy negative mood, our energy stagnates into a swamp of inaction. The problem with this undisciplined energy is that it is fundamentally wasted. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. Mood swings are not just a problem because the lows feel bad, but because the highs are so often squandered. The immense creative and productive power that comes with a positive mood is often dissipated on trivial distractions, while the heavy, dense energy of a negative mood is allowed to stagnate into a toxic resentment or depression. We are the wild river, full of potential power, but bringing no light to any city. The transformative solution is to become the master engineer of your own inner world. It is the Stoic habit of building the disciplined structures in your life that allow you to channel all of your energy, whether it is from a positive or a negative mood, into a single, focused, and productive action. The core idea is the Stoic discipline of action. The Stoics believed that the ultimate purpose of all their mental and emotional training was not just to achieve a state of inner peace, but to be able to act virtuously and effectively in the world. A warrior who is calm but does nothing is not a warrior. The true Stoic learns to take the energy generated by his inner state and to channel it, like the dam, through the turbines of his chosen purpose. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it is the ultimate expression of practical philosophy. It is about turning your internal state into an external result. To begin building your own inner dam, you must become a student of your own energy. The first actionable step is to have a mission-critical task list. You must know at all times what the 1 or 2 most important projects in your life are. These are the turbines you want to power. The second step is to practice mood task pairing. When you are in a high-energy, positive mood, you must channel that energy immediately into your most difficult, creative, and important work. Do not waste it on trivialities. The third and more advanced step is to learn to channel your negative energy. When you are feeling frustrated or angry, channel that intense energy into a physically demanding workout. When you are feeling sad or anxious, channel that energy into journaling or a creative pursuit. Let the energy flow into a container, not a swamp. The benefits of applying these actions are a massive increase in your productivity and your sense of purpose. You will stop being a victim of your moods and start seeing them as different kinds of fuel for your life's engine. You will find that you can be productive and make progress even on your bad days. You will build an unstoppable momentum towards your goals because you will be using all of your inner weather to power your journey. You become the hydroelectric dam, a source of constant, reliable power for your own life. Your call to action is to prepare your turbines. Your mission today is to clearly define your single most important mission-critical task. What is the one project or goal that, if you made progress on it, would have the greatest positive impact on your life? Write it down. This is where you will direct your power. You have now learned to understand your moods, build a foundation of calm, strengthen your mind, detach from chaos, and channel your energy. The final lesson is about integrating all of these laws into a single, unbreakable state of being. This is the ultimate goal, a life of steady, stoic power. If you found this lesson empowering, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 7. Living steady with Stoic power. Imagine the North Star, the celestial anchor of the northern sky. It is not the brightest star, It is not the most dramatic or spectacular. Its power, its value, its very essence is in its constancy. While all the other stars wheel and turn in their great sweeping arcs across the night, the North Star remains fixed, steady, and unwavering. It is from this steadfastness that it derives its immense power as a guide, a source of clarity and hope for every sailor who has ever been lost at sea. This is the seventh and final lesson in breaking free from mood swings, living a steady life with Stoic power. For our entire lives, we have been in an inner conflict, where we have been like the other, more dramatic stars. We have chased the brilliant, fiery highs of passion and excitement, and we have plunged into the dark, dramatic lows of despair, believing that this emotional volatility is a sign that we are truly alive. The problem with this way of living is that a life of constant, dramatic change is a life without a true center. You cannot be a reliable guide for yourself, let alone for anyone else, if your own position is always shifting. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. This pursuit of highs and lows is an exhausting, immature, and ultimately unfulfilling way to live. It leaves you feeling perpetually unstable, always chasing the next emotional peak and dreading the next emotional valley. It is a life of drama, not of power. The transformative solution is to become the North Star. It is the final and most profound act of the Stoic journey, to integrate all of the previous lessons into a single, cohesive way of being. A character so stable, so principled, and so steady that your own life becomes a fixed point of strength and clarity in a chaotic world. The core idea is the achievement of eudaimonia, the flourishing life that is the ultimate aim of all Stoic practice. The person who has broken free from their mood swings is not a person who no longer feels, but a person whose feelings no longer dictate their character or their course. Their baseline state is one of calm, rational, and purposeful action. Their highs are moments of quiet satisfaction in a job well done. Their lows are seen as calm, objective data to be learned from. They have traded the cheap thrill of the roller coaster for the profound, quiet power of the mountain. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it offers a vision of a deeper, more enduring form of happiness than the fleeting pleasures our culture so often promotes. To embody this steadfast power is the work of a lifetime, but the practice is a daily commitment. The first actionable step is to make your principles your guide. Your daily decisions must be guided by your core values, not by your fleeting moods. Your values are your true north. The second step is to find your joy in consistency. Learn to love the quiet satisfaction of showing up every day, of keeping your promises to yourself, of being a reliable and steady force in the world. The third step is to embrace the identity of the steady one. Consciously see yourself as the North Star, the person who remains calm when others panic, the person who can be counted on, always. The benefits of applying this final habit are the achievement of a truly unshakable life. You will be free from the exhausting and painful cycle of emotional highs and lows. You will experience a profound and abiding sense of inner peace and confidence that is not dependent on your external circumstances or your internal weather. You will become a source of immense strength and stability for your family, your friends, and your community. You become the North Star, a quiet, steady, and powerful light in a dark and chaotic world. Your final call to action is a commitment to your own constancy. Your mission, starting now, is to see your life not as a drama, but as the slow, patient, and purposeful journey of a star finding its fixed and powerful place in the cosmos. Embrace the path of the steady warrior. By understanding your emotional weather, building a foundation of calm, strengthening your mind, detaching from chaos, and channeling your energy into a steady, purposeful life, you break free from the chains of your own mood swings and claim the ultimate prize: unshakable Stoic power. A life ruled by mood swings is a ship without a captain, tossed on a chaotic sea. By applying the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, we learn to become the master of our own vessel, building an inner calm so profound that we can navigate any emotional storm with a steady, unshakable hand. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. We gently remind viewers to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more wisdom on building a life of profound inner peace.